On this week's Tony and Josh show, we've got a story about a golf tradition is not likely to get a green jacket, and a Hippocratic oath be damned. This doctor tells one control opponent to go kill himself.
You'd think the Texans would be a good shot, and although this guy hit his target, he got 2 hits with 1 shot, and one of them was not expected.
Son of a bitch!
We've all heard the term third time's a charm, right? Well, it doesn't apply to this guy. We'll find out just what he was doing on the next Tony and Josh show.
Warning. The opinions, ideas, views, emotions, and temper tantrums expressed or otherwise conveyed on the Tony and Josh show may not and most likely is not suitable for all audiences and therefore should not be heard by anyone unless supervised by an appropriate nanny state. Enjoy!
Yes, it's episode 82. If you're new to the Tony and Josh show, we're here to inform, entertain, and give you a laugh or two. We've searched the interwebs and found these earth-shaking stories to bring you tonight.
Oh yeah, we've got a show going to be all over the place tonight. Well, we've all heard the term third time's a charm, right? Well, it definitely doesn't apply to this guy. Usually Texans would be a good shot, and although this guy hit his target, he got 2 hits with 1 shot. One of them was a little unexpected. We've also got a story about a golf tradition that is not likely going to get a green jacket anytime soon. And Hippocratic oath be damned! This doctor tells one gun control opponent to kill himself.
Yeah, that's a funny one. But first, we want you guys to give us a call using our SpeakPipe feature on our website at TonyandJosh.com. Tweet us during the show at Tony and Josh Show, and don't forget to include us in your other tweets with hashtag Tony and Josh.
That's right. Always love hearing from you guys, and of course, love you guys spreading the word about the Tony and Josh Show. So make sure you let everybody know who you're listening to.
Hey, let's get over to our voicemail with Nikki G, and I think we got some explaining to do to Nikki G. Listen to what I'm talking about here, Josh.
Hey, this is Nikki G, and I keep wondering why I'm hearing the voicemails I left like weeks ago on the show, and couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought, man, maybe Tony's getting a little slack on the queuing up of stuff.
How dare you?
And I figured it out. I have my iPhone set up to download your show automatically. And it's just arbitrarily downloading Tony and Josh shows. All the other podcasts I listen to come out fine. It's just the Tony and Josh show. Just my iPhone just says, let's listen to this one today. So I did a little bit of binge listening, and I'm all caught up now. So everything's making sense. And kudos to you guys for not saying, Nikki G, what the heck are you talking about? Jeez, you're so behind. But all right. Or maybe you just come to expect this level of craziness from me. All right, guys, I'll chat you later, and you have a good one. Bye. Isn't technology wonderful?
Well, should we let Nikki G off the hook?
Yeah, we're gonna have to because there's a little bit of inside baseball here that nobody but Tony and myself are really privy to.
Yeah, unfortunately, and it's largely due to me not getting the shows out in a timely manner. Now, the plan was that we were going to be off a week and we were going to buffer a show. So I didn't put one out 1 week, so we would have an extra one during the July 4th holiday. And I kind of got in the habit of not putting them out. So we got really far behind. I was really surprised how far behind we were on the shows.
Easy to do. And time flies.
Well, this is episode 82, and I think the last one we've published is episode 79. So there's 80 and 81 that are still out there. So Nikki G, your phone and iTunes and all the rest of that stuff may not be the culprit here. It may be that you're just getting the shows that have been, not published for a few weeks, and that's why you're hearing them so old. So you can always take a look at the episode number, and you'll know if you're getting them in order or not. And I suspect you are. I think you're just hearing them as they're being published, which are several weeks behind.
Yeah. So we are trying to catch up, and we should be caught up here in the upcoming weeks and months here. It is a process, and we do the best we can. And of course, we're all subject to technical difficulties, and of course, the
And
life does
laziness.
get in the way every now and again.
Laziness can be involved. as
I'm
well.
trying to sugarcoat it. I'm trying to be nice and.
Oh, and I'll correct. And Josh has a couple of months because he doesn't know what kind of laziness I'm going to be doing. But I would give it a couple of weeks. I've got to get just 2 more shows out to get it caught up, and then we'll be publishing this one, I believe, on time. So you might want to look for 2 shows this week, which will be confusing to you because they would have already been published by the time you're hearing this.
And you guys might want to look for our SpeakPipe feature right there on the right side of our website. That is TonyandJosh.com. You guys can leave us a voicemail straight through the interwebs, just like Nikki G does. Very easy to do. Just a little thing there on the right side of the screen says leave them a message or leave us a message. Or yeah, it looks like a little microphone anyways.
Yep. So just to tell you guys a quick thing about our reviews. We love them reviews. We love them on iTunes. We love them on Stitcher. Hell, we even love them on Twitter or Facebook. And oh, by the way, you remember this one, right?
Well, hello there, boys.
That's Kendra. And she actually started following us on Facebook this week.
Outstanding. And you guys can do that too. We are on Facebook, as Tony might say, facebook.com/Tony and Josh Show. Make sure you guys head over there and like us, follow us, do all that good stuff.
Circle us if you're a vulture. Anyway, I'll just remind you of this review because we haven't had a new one in quite some time. It is Who Needs a PC When You Tell It Like It Is by R.J.R. Ragawez. You know, I can't say it right. Ever since that Les Nessman thing, I always want to say Rodriguez.
There we go.
Functional illiterates is not close description, but I know duct tape, zip ties, and baling wire is involved to bring you this great content that these 2 knuckleheads put together. Great show, guys. Now, that one was back on July the 8th. People, we need more.
Indeed. Yes. Whether it's constructive criticism, just a pat on the back, or friendly saying hi, or if you want to come way out of left field and throw us a curveball, well, we'll take that too. Just head over to iTunes. Make sure you subscribe while you're over there. You never miss a release from Tony and Josh. And, of course, go ahead and leave that 5-star review, and a comment would be awesome.
Pat on the bottom is possible if there's a donation involved.
A little good game there for you. Hey, speaking of good stuff, guys, coming up here in, I can't believe it's just around the corner. October 16th is pretty much when we're going to be releasing these. The Walking Dead bonus episodes are going to return, and we'll definitely have to be letting you guys know about that as we get closer to that date. And hey, you want to let us know about a news tip or a story that you think you might want to hear on the Tony and Josh Show? Well, please send us an email. Drop us a line. Send that email to newstips@tonyandjosh.com.
So, Josh, have you ever been depressed? I mean, I think now with all the work that you're having to go through, you probably are getting depressed. But
man,
really depressed, where you reach out to somebody?
No, I mean, I've gone through loss in my family, and loss of loved ones, loss of a pet, that sort of stuff, and I've been sad. I don't know if I've ever been clinically depressed though.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to work at a hospital. I guess that would have been clinically depressed. So this was an interesting thing, and I guess it's a good idea to keep in mind that just because you lose your cool on social media, well, even the people that are educated do the same thing. This Philly VA doctor to gun control opponent, off yourself, please. I mean, this is what this guy.
Well, at least he was polite.
At least, well, I guess off could be anything, like if you get a switch or any of those things. But anyway, it says a Philadelphia Department of Veteran Affairs psychiatrist has apologized after telling a gun rights supporter to off yourself, please. Now, this is
coming from a psychiatrist. Yes. This is supposed to be a person that's taking care of your mental faculties.
Listen, it gets better. The Facebook comment by Dr. Craig Gorton, and that didn't sound like a real name to me, was posted in response to someone writing about their opposition to gun control. I am all for gun control, he posted, stating, if there's a gun in the room, I want to be in control of it. Now, I think we've all heard that one.
I'm with this guy so far.
Gorton then responds, off yourself, please, and later deleted the comment. It's not. It's worse when you start deleting your comments. Yeah. That's when you think about it. So
yeah, the whole filter kind of kicked in a little late there.
Yeah. Here's the great part. Gorton, who works in suicide prevention as part of his job at the VA, apologized, saying the comment was meant to be sarcastic.
Well,
time out. It's sarcasm.
Own it, then. Own it. Don't delete it. Yeah. That just screams guilt right then and there. Wow.
Oh my God. So
suicide prevention.
All these people that he's trying to help in the suicide prevention now know that this guy is so sick of hearing about their whining about being depressed. Good Lord, man, just kill yourself already. You're a lost cause.
Yeah, the guy just snapped. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you after years of hearing people talk about the depression, I'm sure it gets old, but you can't do that as a professional.
Yeah, he had it up to here, man. You made that bed. You got to sleep in it. That's your profession you chose.
And never wake up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just you can't write stuff like this. I mean, a suicide prevention guy tells people to kill themselves simply because of the lack of gun control.
You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is just awesome.
So anyway, Gordon says, Gordon says, it's just one of those moments you'd rather take back in your life. He told told AP, I've worked 30 years to treat psychiatric patients. I teach about suicide prevention. That's not me. Who the hell was it? Gordon said that
now suddenly his account was hacked. Yeah. No.
Gordon, this is the Anthony Weiner story all over again. Gordon says the Philly VA, which called the comment totally inappropriate, is reviewing his employment.
Well, come on. You've been at this for 30 years. I think you've put in a good stint. It might be time to hang up that hat.
It may be time to join the dark side. Fox News legal analyst Peter Johnson Jr. reacted this morning, highlighting the fact that an estimated 8,000 veterans commit suicide in the U.S. each year. Johnson Jr. recalled how Fox News has covered the heartbreaking stories of veterans who took their own lives after not getting care from the VA. This is another wake-up call for America, he said. Well, gee whiz, I'm thinking that maybe this doc may have been cruising for 30 years and not doing his job. Just guessing based on this one off-color comment.
You got to wonder what, this guy's diary might look like. If this guy kept a journal somewhere, oh boy, I bet there are some phantoms in that closet. Jeez.
Oh, just so sad. I mean, it's funny because of the circumstance, but there could be some real ramifications of the over 8,000 soldiers that have committed suicide. Especially if this is the type individual that is treating them.
That statistic unto itself is sad and alarming.
Oh, of course.
But the comedic irony behind the story cannot be ignored. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The irony is just very ironic. So let me get you over here to the next story. Maybe this is a little more cheery. I'm hoping. What is this thing about the golf and the green jacket? I mean, that sounds like one of those Happy Gilmore stories.
Well, Tony, I know you're not a big sports nut. I figured, you might have found yourself on the golf course a time or two, and it certainly is golf season right now. And we just wrapped up with the Masters and stuff like that. And I'm not I
didn't know golf had a season. I was wondering about that just the other day. I mean, you see it on television, and I was like, does golf have a season? I figured as long as it's bright and sunny outside, it's golf season.
Yeah, really. As long as things aren't frozen or there's lightning or pouring down rain. But I know a couple guys that even if the sky is falling, they're going to be out there.
Sparky.
So, yeah, I'm not a huge golfer myself, but I do appreciate golf. I love the sport. I suck horribly at it, but man, the links, the course, the grounds, the real green mile, whatever you call it, there's nothing quite like a mid-morning tee time with your buddies on a pristine golf course. Even if you've never picked up a club, golf courses are typically a shining example of what endless watering from computerized in-ground sprinkler systems, meticulous gardening, and with fertilization and grass mowing science at a science level Bill Nye would even be proud of, can create with a crown jewel of clubhouse, dazzling water features, and the greenest of green fairways. So beautifully designed and landscaped, it's the very stuff that dreams are made of. So what besides the gopher from Caddyshack could blemish such a tranquil paradise? Well, I'm glad you asked. Now we can all deal with the fact that some people urinate on the golf course while out playing golf. Heck, we've all taken a time out to give back to Mother Nature, as it were. drain the main vein, pay rent on those last 7 beers. So, watering the occasional shrub can't be all that bad, right? We can also accept the notion that some people may even have sex on the course. A little nooner on the links, a trip to Pound Town at the putt-putt. Now, I cannot confirm nor deny taking part in any such activities. But this is much different. This is not one of those instances where a groundskeeper comes in to tell a story and is all like, "This one time I was mowing the first green on the back 9 when I looked up and there it was, a Sasquatch teabagging the ball washer." No, this special christening of the cup, as we'll call it, has been going on for 10 years. We were using flip phones and renting movies at Blockbuster when this guy started his newfound tradition. For the past decade, a Norwegian golf course has been dealing with a serial pooper who decides to leave dirty toilet paper and steaming piles of personality at the bottom of holes. Stavanger Golf Club, a scenic waterside course in Harsfjord, claims that they have been finding poop in the course's cups since 2005. And the worst part is they have no clue who's been doing it. He has a couple of favorite holes, says the groundskeeper, and we all know it's a man. And we know it's a man because the poos are too massive to be from a woman or even from a large dog for that matter. And the mysterious pooper apparently only leaves his mark on weekdays. The club has tried catching the culprit by installing motion-activated high-powered lights, but to no avail. This poo-by-night dookie delivery dude is technically inclined and may even be part squirrel. He climbed up a tree next to the lights and wiggled far out on a branch and dismantled the circuits, rendering them completely useless. How he managed the feat without electrocuting himself or falling is still unknown. For now, all the course can do is warn their patrons that when reaching into the cup, they may pull out more than a bogey. Kind of brings new meaning to the term "take a drop," doesn't it? Yeah. A hole in one? How about a number 2 in hole on one?
Well, it's perfect because you don't find out until the ball's in the cup.
Well, in any case, these are some pretty crappy shenanigans.
And you get to use the ball washer.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's good times out on the greens, nonetheless. No, this really is happening, guys. This actually was such a noteworthy story that Golf Digest even did an article on it. So, yeah, this is actually going on. 10 years strong. This guy's been doing this. So,
that's a lot of poop.
Hopefully, he doesn't make his way stateside. That's all I got to say.
So, are you familiar with either the movie or the book, The Flight of the Intruder?
Flight of the Intruder. I want to say that I saw that in the theater when it came out.
Yeah, the book was much better. One of the few books I've actually read, and read it, then saw the movie, and of course was very disappointed in the movie because the book was so much better. But in the book, and I don't think it was in the movie though, in the book, the aboard the carrier, I can't remember the name of the carrier, they had a phantom shitter that would shit on the CO's desk.
How come I don't remember that? Because this movie is in the book. Right in my this. Oh,
it was in the book.
That's why.
Yeah,
I don't read.
And it was funny because the guy would he would find his stealthy way, ninja way to go in there and take a dump on the I think it was the not the flight director, whoever was in the CAG, I guess is what it was, and he would take a dump on his desk, and I think it turned out to be one of the two people on the. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember. It's been so long since I read the book, but it was very funny. Just the whole idea, because it's like the height of disrespect.
Man, why would they cut that scene out of the movie? I wonder.
I don't know. It would have been a lot better, and also too, I think they could have had a better actor in the movie. But anyway, so let's get over to this.
So we go from sneaking a poo to maybe a sneaky bullet. This guy was shooting at something out in the desert, and what happened, Tony?
Well, Texas man shoots at armadillo, then is wounded by ricochet. So. Are you familiar with armadillos there? I mean, I know they're very much a Texas animal, but
I was going to say they are certainly not indigenous to the Northwest area. But from what I know about armadillos, they're basically a hard-shelled opossum.
They and they're one of the few creatures that can get. I had it on the tip of my tongue. It's a biblical disease.
The Black Plague.
No, you know where the fingers and stuff start coming off. Moses.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue too.
See
I'm
what
sure
I'm
our listeners right now are screaming into their headphones.
Yeah, it'll come to you while I'm talking. But anyway, it's one of the few animals that can get that disease besides humans.
Leprosy.
There you go. And so anyway, on a lonely East Texas highway at 3 a.m., a man with a gun, an armadillo, what possibly could go wrong? Only a head wound to the gunman.
Oh, jeez. So obviously the armadillo is armed.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The Cass County Sheriff said the motorist told deputies he was shooting at the armored little mammal in the wee hours Thursday on State Highway 77 near Marietta, south of Texarkana. A bullet ricocheted off the creature, striking him in the head. The unidentified marksman was treated at the local hospital for a minor wound. No word on the fate of the armadillo or the type gun used. I'm thinking it was a 22. I guess it could have been a 9 millimeter. Deputies are investigating the incident as a possible accidental shooting.
Okay.
Second time in 3 months that an armadillo has gotten some payback on a target shooting human. A Georgia man wounded his 74-year-old mother-in-law in April after his 9 millimeter bullet careened off an armadillo, hit a fence, then went through the back door of mom's mobile home and penetrated the recliner she was sitting in. The bullet struck her in the back. She suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
Wow.
The armadillo went to heaven. No word if the man's headed to divorce court or not. So you guys have to take these armadillos very, very seriously. They have a leathery, kind of a folding type of shell, and it's they're able to bend and move, but it's not really flexible. But these like interlocking leaves will go cover one another and allow them to move around. And I remember once when I was probably 14, 15 years old, we had an armadillo that was rooting around in our backyard, just tearing up the backyard because it was, it's probably getting grubs out of the ground or something. And my dad actually saw it out there one day, so he went and got his .22 rifle and shot it. And it hit the armadillo. You heard it. It was a clear side shot on the armadillo. The armadillo momentarily stopped, looked around, and then ran. It did not hurt him in the least. So it was very funny to see, and I had no idea that bullets could actually ricochet off of these animals.
I had no idea that armadillos were bulletproof to begin with. I mean, I knew they had a hard shell, and I figured it was the calcified. It was hard, fingernail bone type of strong.
It's very leathery. It's flexible, but not overly flexible. But it's
it's leathery. I thought it was hard like a turtle shell.
No, not at all.
Oh, interesting.
No, if you're ever in Texas, driving down the highway, you'll see one that has been hit by a car, and you can pull over and examine it. I'm sure that's where I forget where I was up close to one, but I'm sure that's where it was from. But be careful because they can have leprosy.
Yeah, so don't lick it.
Don't lick it. And if it's a recent kill, you can eat them. But
I heard that they are edible.
Anything that's on a half shell, I heard was good.
Interesting. I've never had turtle soup, so I don't know. But
this is a half shell, not a whole shell.
Yeah. Well. So there's really no segue to go into this story. So I'm just going to go ahead.
Well, it's the third story, so
it is. Well, technically, this is yours was the third story, and this would be the fourth.
Well, let's make it the third good story.
Yeah, third good story. So third time's the charm. Nope, not for this guy. So in a story, I'm going to file under the fun with friction category.
Uh-oh.
A 52-year-old man in someplace in Louisiana has accomplished a hat trick of sorts by getting arrested for the same thing 3 times in 1 week. Gregory Goyrin was collared on obscenity charges Saturday night after a neighbor reported the suspect was, quote, engaged in a disturbing act outside his home. Deputies who arrived on the scene found Goyrin hiding in his backyard, apparently ashamed of what he was doing, his public display of rubbing the magic one-eyed wonder weasel. he was still arrested and hauled off to Jefferson Parish Correctional Center, where he was booked on obscenity charges. Yes, our friend Greg, or Fappy G as I will refer to him, was pleasuring himself in his driveway in plain sight. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I were to ever partake in the practice of pulling the blue-veined custard chucker, I would likely choose to do it in the privacy of my own home, on chat roulette, every Wednesday night at midnight. But at this point, the jail may be a bit of a second home for Fappy G, because the arrest this last Saturday marked his third in 7 days for the same charge. On July 26th, Fappy G was arrested after a witness reported seeing him arm wrestling the purple-headed stormtrooper in a chair in his driveway. Oh, Fat Master G steps up his yank game by adding a chair to the mix. I mean, after all, if one is going to set up shop and single-handedly offend everyone in the neighborhood and whoever's so unlucky enough to drive by, then you might as well be comfortable, am I right? Perfectly normal. Perfectly natural. Officers said Fappy G was intoxicated, had slurred speech, and smelled like alcohol. If I was a betting man, I'd lay odds that he was a little sticky, too. On that occasion, Sir Spanks-a-Lot was charged with obscenity, disturbing the peace, and 4 other charges related to publicly charming the one-eyed trouser snake. But just 3 days later, our one-man tug-of-war champion was at it again. On July 29th, Fat Master G was arrested once again after a witness saw him under his carport buttering his corn, quote, in a fevered pitch, grunting loudly. Then they told the dispatcher that the suspect made no attempt to hide his actions while he finished firing the flesh musket. What I want to know is how you can sit and watch the man finish taking matters into his own hands all the way to completion, yet still be so offended that you have to call the cops. In any case, the man is currently in custody until he can get his hands off himself and onto $20,000 bond. So the next time you decide to make like Han Solo and pet your Wookiee, don't do it in your driveway. I will say this about our friend Fappy Gilmore, though. He's nothing if not consistent.
Now, where do you find a thesaurus that has all these descriptions in it, Josh?
Yes, I used this story for nothing else but synonyms for spanking it. See how many I could cram into it. No, this actually did happen. This is going on. The guy is actually looking at a court date here next week.
Oh my God! Well, we have to end on a penis story, right?
Well, it wouldn't really be a show if we didn't at least offend people's moralities, or at least try to.
And you're right.
Certainly a assault to your sense of morality and your faith in humanity.
And of course you are right. That is a show.
Well, it's something at least, and we bring it to you each and every week, guys. We're going to do this to you whether you like it or not. Each and every week, we're releasing the shows to you on a timely schedule. At least we're trying to. At least now that we've gotten back from our holiday break in the first week of July. A little bit past that now, but in the meantime, guys, be sure to check out all of our shows. You can download our entire show history over at TonyandJosh.com. No need to sign up, although we appreciate if you do. We do appreciate those subscriptions very much, especially over at iTunes.
Yeah, we do. We want you guys to go over to our website, TonyandJosh.com. Don't forget about going to iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and tune in to subscribe to our show there. And, you can leave us a review on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. You can contact us on Twitter with story ideas, just what you think about the show, or, any creative criticisms you'd like to give us at Tony and Josh Show. And always, when you tweet about us, please use the hashtag Tony and Josh Show. And of course, always tell a friend.
That's right. We want you guys to be spreading the word. In fact, we need you guys to tell a friend. In fact, do it right now. Go ahead and push pause, call your mom, and tell her about the Tony and Josh Show.
Oh, don't tell your mom. She won't understand the penis stories. She'll, why did you tell me about this show?
Oh, it'd be hilarious. In fact, do that and then record her response and send it to us.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Fun. I would feel guilty, but that wouldn't be a bad idea. It'd be a nervous laugh.
Yeah, if you're wondering how I sleep at night with these sort of thoughts rolling through my head, quite soundly, I might add, yes.
I bet you talk in your sleep and you come up with all these synonyms and phononyms to 1 hour trouser steak.
Oh, it's any wonder my girlfriend hasn't committed me yet.
Well, yeah, I can see that, but maybe she'll commit you to golf.
Well, you guys need to commit to a weekly rendezvous with Tony and Josh. Each and every week, you guys can find us. I think we're on the YouTube, as it were, and of course, TonyandJosh.com is just the best place to go to get us and to get everything that we release and all of our good stuff and all the show has to offer. TonyandJosh.com.
Yeah, Josh, I was thinking we need to do another video on YouTube, a live stream, so we can at least tell people that we haven't gone away. We just stopped doing YouTube videos. So maybe next week we could do a live YouTube broadcast.
Well, stay tuned, guys. Make sure you subscribe and you won't miss a thing.
Have a great night.
Bye-bye.